Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful Akim out there, pushing this word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah has created us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line and your lineage goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. A Shalom. It's your brother Halak here from the GMS Denver camp, coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, with another lesson. This is a lesson I want to go into to close out the Day of Atonement, man. You know, it was a pretty good day. Was able to reflect and self-examine, get some reading in, listen to a few other brothers go in on their different Day of Atonement lessons and camps and all that. So, and through the spirit, I wanted to come in, right before it ends over here for us in Mountain Standard Time. Wanted to go in and close it out with just preaching the word, man. So this what we're gonna go into today is one realm against another, meaning what? The spiritual realm versus this physical realm, man. Meaning what? The Lord Yahweh Shah returning to save his remnant and to wage war against the heathen nations. And this is what's coming. This is what you can expect when the one you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, whose true name is Yahweh Shah, returns. He's coming to save his remnant, and he's coming to wage war on you heathen nations, man. As it is written, thus saith the Lord Yahweh. So let's start here in 2 Esdras 13 and 29. It says what? Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And who are the ones who are set to be delivered, man? Let's show you. Let's get Matthew. And 30, it says what? Matter of fact, before we get this, no, we can start this. Matthew 24 and 30, it says what? And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Because when Yahweh Shah returns, he's returning on a gigantic chariot with the heavenly hosts, which are the angels who are going to be driving chariots as well, man, which are known in this present world as so-called UFOs, but they actually are the chariots of the Lord. You see? And every eye is going to see them. Another one. Let's get that real quick. Revelation 1 and 7. Let's get it, Lord. Revelation 1 and 7 says what? Behold the it's like it. Let me calm down. Revelation 1 and 7 says what? Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. This is going to be a worldwide event. Not this BS that the pagan Christians tell you in the church, talking about, when the Lord returns, it's going to be in the middle of the night. He's going to steal away those who are meant to be saved. No, man. He's coming for everyone to see him, as it is written. This is why we tell you that bullshit doctrine of pagan Christianity doesn't add up to what the scriptures really said, which is ultimately what the Most High said, man. So Revelation 1 and 7, behold, he cometh with clouds, which are the so-called UFOs, chariots. They're going to flood the heavens, the skies, and every eye shall see him. You see that? Every eye is going to see Yahweh Shah when he returns, man. The world is going to witness this. And it's all for the glorification of who? The Heavenly Father Yahweh. You see that? And they also which pierced him, which goes into reincarnation, those same Roman centurions that pierced Yahweh Shah when he was on that cross, they have been reincarnated here in these last times to receive their judgment when our Lord returns, man. Reincarnation. And all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so let it be. You see? The people of the earth are going to be in a state of mourning. They're going to be in a state of fear, shock, dread. Because they haven't been told what's really about to happen. I mean, we've been telling them, but they still believe that it's going to be as Esau says it's going to be. They think it's going to be, when the Lord returns, it's going to be a so-called alien invasion. No, man, that's the second coming of the Lord, man. The hostile spiritual takeover. So let's go back. Matthew 24 and 31, it says what? And then shall he send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. And this is what's about to be done. You see? The remnant of Israel are going to be gathered from all over the earth, just like the Most High prophesied they would be, man. This is all prophecy coming to pass, and this is the red letter. So the Lord Yahushua is reiterating what was spoken through the mouth of the prophets in the Old Testament, man. From wherever the elect is, that's where they're going to be gathered from. And it tells us here, man, let's get it. Isaiah 11, and we'll start at verse 10. It says what? And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. And that root of Jesse is who? The Lord Yahushua. The Gentiles who are seeking after him are who? Us. We were the Gentiles before we came into this truth, man. Just completely lost, having no understanding of who we were. We're the Gentiles you read about in the New Testament, man. Not these heathen nations. It was talking about the Israelite foreigners who had fell away from the understanding that they were Israelites, living in a Gentile state of mind amongst the Gentiles. This is why all those letters were written by the Apostle Paul to what? The Israelites who had been scattered abroad. So the Gentiles are waking up here in these last days, and we're seeking to who? The Lord Yahushua. You see? It says what? And his rest shall be glorious. And who is the rest for? Who is the rest for, man? The rest is for the people of the Lord. There's still remaining for rest to the people of the Most High. Who are the people of the Most High according to the Bible? The Israelites are, as the Most High has spoken. Yahushua is coming to give his remnant rest. You see? Verse 11 says what? And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people. And you can't go into the scriptures and find one account where the Most High saved a heathen nation. The Most High said he's going to recover his people again a second time. Just like he recovered us before out of Egypt. But this time the remnant is going to be gathered from where? Which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. Hence why the Lord Yahushua says what? He's going to send forth his angels, and they're going to gather his elect from the four corners of the earth. North, east, south, and west. From all over the planet, the remnant is going to be gathered, man. This is what you see happening right before your eyes right now. You see? And it's going to go to another level once the Lord Yahushua returns. You're going to see Israelites from all over the world. The remnant of the Israelites from all over the world being gathered and taken up into heaven, into that chariot. As it is written. Thus saith the Lord. Verse 12 says what? And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcast of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. So wherever the remnant are, that's where they're going to be gathered from, man. And the Lord Yahushua reiterated that point in the New Testament, showing you that he wasn't teaching anything new. He was teaching what was already written, man. He was coming and giving his people the gospel according to the prophecies, man. The good news that we are going to be saved one day, man. And that day is fastly approaching. Now, do we finish that one? Yep. Now let's go back to 2 Ezra 13. It says what? And 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, which is who? The remnant. As we read in this most scriptures of the remnant being saved, the Most High talks about it through the mouth of the prophets all throughout the scriptures. Going all the way back to the time of Moses, man. Deuteronomy 30. You can start at verse 1. The Most High has been talking about how he's going to be coming to save those who believe upon his son Yahushua. And this is what we're patiently waiting on. Now it says what? Verse 30. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, because what's about to take place has not been witnessed in human history. You see, the magnitude, you see, of power that Yahushua is coming with, man. The magnitude of this final salvation is going to be beyond anything these people have looked for. You see? Oh, it tells us this right here. Let's get Wisdom of Solomon. 5:1, it says what? Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. When they see it, and that, well, let me break that down first. So the righteous man are who? The true believers. We're standing in boldness in these last days. We're doing something that couldn't be done 50, 60, 70, 80 years ago. They would have had our ass hanging up from a tree somewhere, man. Coming to snatch us out of the homes in the middle of the night when we're talking about the white man going down and us ruling in the earth. Out here in the public squares, man. Imagine if we was doing this in fucking 1910 or 1920 or some shit. You see, but now the Most High has allowed us to come into this time where we can come and speak this word boldly, man. Doing it all through the Holy Spirit. In the face of who? Those who have oppressed us, man. Those who have afflicted us. Telling them that they are going to pay for what they've done unto us, man. And there is no escaping it. No matter how much you sigh, how much you cry, how much you beg, the Most High tells you that he will not at all acquit the wicked, which are you Edomites who have put the most hell upon us out of all the nations, man. We're telling you that you have to pay for every single last atrocity committed against the Israelites. You have to pay. So it says what? Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. We built this fucking country, man. You see? It thrives off the backs of the Israelites. But do you think we get our credit for that? Do you think they give us the credit for the labor that we put in? And the majority of the inventions that you people use, they were invented by our people, man. You live this soft, cushy, comfortable lifestyle because of the work that the Israelites put in. Do these people make account for that? No. But it's all good. You see, you don't have to give us account for our labor, man. It's all good. But we're letting you know that you're going to pay. You see? Verse 2 says what? When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they look for, because they're not looking for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to be beamed up into the skies by way of a so-called UFO, man. They're not believing that this is going to happen. They hear us when we say it, and they think we're fools. They think we're crazy. But we're letting you know that this is the truth of the matter, man. You see? This is the truth of the matter. And it is going to be beyond anything you look for, because this is going to be the most spectacular salvation that the Most High has ever conducted, man. Why? Because this is the final salvation. He will never have to save us ever again. So he going to do it in great fashion, man. As only he could. You see that? And let's get another one to couple with that one. Let's get Revelation 12. If I'm mistaken, let me see. I don't know. Where was it? It might be in 12. Might be overlooking it. Revelation 11. Okay. Yeah, that is right. Revelation 11:12, it says what? And they heard a great voice from heaven saying, come up hither. Who heard this great voice from heaven? The remnant of Israel. Saying, come up whither? Come up hither. For what? To be taken up into the chariot, man. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. And their enemies beheld them, because it was far beyond anything that they hoped for. Just like we read in Wisdom of Solomon. You see? And this is the Most High's elect being gathered from the four winds of the earth. This is the Most High's elect being gathered a second time from what? Assyria, from Egypt, from Pathros, from Cush, from Elam and Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. This is what it is right here. This is what is being talked about right here in Revelation 11. This is the prophecy coming to pass as the Most High spoke through the mouth of the prophet. You see? This is what the Lord, this is part one of what Yahweh Shah is coming to do. You see? His main mission is to what? Save the remnant. To get them out of the way of what? The destruction that's going to befall the earth, especially here in the land of America. Now, when we go back to 2nd Ezra 13, and what was we at? 29? Yep. No, 30. It says what? 2nd Ezra 13 and 30. And it shall come to pass, and it shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. So it's going to be all out hell breaking loose in the planet Earth when the Lord Yahweh Shah finally returns. You see? It's going to be complete chaos and turmoil, distress and anguish. It's going to get bad out here, man. But the part we want to focus on is what? In one realm against another, because once again, Yahweh Shah is coming back from the spiritual world to wage war on this physical world, man, especially of what? The kings of the earth. You see? These heathen nations, beginning with the Edomites, man. Yahweh Shah is coming to wage war against you. This is what's about to go down. And you devils don't stand a chance. We see that you coming with your Space Force, and you got your direct energy weapons and all type of shit. That ain't gonna do nothing against the Lord, man. At all. Yahweh Shah is coming back with a power that can't even be comprehended by mortal man. You see? A power that's only second to the Almighty. Do you understand what that means? The only one who's stronger and more powerful than Yahweh Shah is the Ancient of Days, man. The Heavenly Father Yahweh. And like Yahweh Shah says, well, he coming back with all power and glory, man. He ain't coming back as a like he did 2,000 years ago as a lamb. He's coming back as the conquering Lion of Judah, man. To conquer who? You heathen nations, beginning with you Edomites, man. Let's get this real quick. Let's jump to Revelation 6. And this is one of my favorite topics to go into, man. Because I'm longing for this day when Yahweh Shah comes to put an end to the rulership of you heathen nations. So Revelation 6 and 1, it says what? And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder, and one of the four beasts saying, come and see. And I saw and behold a white horse, which represents that gigantic chariot Yahweh Shah is coming on. It was described as white because what? White represents pure. Horse represents power. So the Apostle John said what? He saw and behold pure power. This is how Yahweh Shah is coming back, man. And nothing you humans have, you see, can fuck with what Yahweh Shah is coming with, man. We see you flying, doing your little drills with your bullshit ass F-16s and your F-35s, especially here in Colorado with the army bases and all this other shit, the Air Force and all that. Man, these little fucking jets gonna look like mosquitoes compared to what Yahweh Shah is coming back with, man. You see? So Revelation 6 and 2 says what? And I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him. And he went forth conquering and to conquer. This is what the Lord Yahweh Shah is coming to do. Let's get this in the NLT. Matter of fact, I'm going to get it in the GNT too. One moment. Yep. So we're going to get in the NLT first. Revelation 6 and 2 in the NLT, it says, I looked up and saw a white horse standing there. His rider carried a bow, and a crown was placed on his head. He rode out to win many battles and to gain victory. It's not an actual horse. It's talking about a chariot, man. Let's see what else we got over here. And that's why you got to be careful with that's why you got to be careful with some of these translations as well. I looked, and there was a white horse representing pure power. His rider held a bow and was given a crown, and he rode out as a conqueror to conquer. And this is what Yahushua is coming back into the earth to do. You see? You know what? That ain't that bad when I look at it again. But you get the point. Yahushua is coming to conquer you heathen nations, man. That's what it means by one realm against another. You see? He's not coming back to make peace with you heathen nations. He's coming back to take his spot. Hey, like the Most High told him, hey, sit thou on my right hand until what? Until I make thy enemies thy footstool. And that's exactly what Yahushua is coming to do. He's coming to make you heathen nations his footstool, beginning with you Edomites. Meaning what? He's coming to rule over you. As it is written. And it's all according to the Most High's will. So this is why we see you heathen in the earth talking about some fucking New World Order and all this other BS you're talking about. This is how we know that you don't understand the Most High's will. And that goes into the pride of man. Thinking that their will is going to override what the Most High has already ordained to happen from the beginning. You even having that idea, you see, that whole idea came from the Most High gave that to you to try to fulfill. Just so he can cast you down, man, to show you that you're nothing. You see, you are a worm unto the Most High, man. A grasshopper. You see, let's show you this, man, because at the end of the day, it was never ordained by the Most High for you heathen nations to rule on the earth forever. Each one of you nations had your own allotted time to rule, and that those times came to an end in America. You see, up under Esau's entire beast power structure, that shit has an expiration date on it as well, which is fastly approaching. You see, because what? The Most High is about to set Yahushua on the throne forevermore. You see? So everything that you heathen doing is for nothing. So this is Psalm chapter 2 verse 1. It says what? Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. And this is what you're trying to do. You're trying to escape the will of the Most High to set up some new world order under the vibration of Satan so you can continue to be freaks on the earth forevermore. No, man. That's not what the Most High intended. That's why it's what? You're imagining a vain thing. The Most High is not for what you heathen nations are doing. He was never with it. This is why the Tower of Babel fell. This is why Antiochus was not able to accomplish it. The Most High never wanted all people to be one. It told you that the Most High divided the nations, man. He separated the sons of Adam. He never intended all nations to be one. So this is some bullshit that you heathen are coming with. And just like in times past, this is going to fail, man. It is destined and ordained to fail. You're not going to escape what the Most High created you to be. And that's what? Subservient up under his people forevermore. Being subject to the righteous ways, these laws, statutes, and commandments forevermore. That's what it's going to be. You see? You're not getting out of what the Most High has ordained to come to pass according to prophecy. You're subject to it, man. Verse 4 says what? He that sitteth in the heaven shall laugh, the Lord shall have him in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his great wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. And this is what's coming. Great judgment is about to come upon you fucking heathen nations, man. And the Lord Yahushua is going to see to it. You see? Verse 6 says what? Yet have I set my king upon my holy hill Zion. There it is, man. This is what it is. That king that the Most High set upon this holy hill of Zion is who? The Lord Yahweh Shai. He's the one that's been destined from the beginning to rule the planet Earth forevermore, man. With his people. Beginning with the remnant that's going to be saved. You see? Verse 7 says what? I will declare the decree. Yahweh have said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. He's speaking of Yahweh Shai. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. And this is what the heathen are trying to escape. They're trying to escape being put under the foot of Yahweh Shai and the Israelites, man. They're trying to alter prophecy. They're trying to alter what's been ordained from the beginning, but there's nothing that you can do against it, man. And every day that passes by, we get a little bit closer to Yahweh Shai sitting on that throne once and for all, man. And us ruling over you heathen nations forevermore in the kingdom of heaven. Now it goes on to say, Psalms 2:8, it says, Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So Yahweh Shai is about to inherit you heathen nations, and he's about to inherit the entire planet Earth and all the resources in it, man. And it goes back to a promise that the Most High made when he first created Yahweh Shai. Because Yahweh Shai is the first spirit created. So just like your firstborn son, he inherited everything, man. You see? Shit. When you look at it, Yahweh Shai inherited all existence. You see that? And he's told us he's going to make us co-heirs with him if we endure in his sufferings, man. That's a promise that's been made to the men of the Lord. This is what we're fighting for, man. Through every fall, through every up and down, man, we get up and continue to fight because of the hope that's set before us, man. Just like our Lord did the same thing. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross. You see? Verse 9, thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Who is he speaking of? He's speaking of you heathen nations, man. Because when you go into that word for rigor in the Greek, it goes into what? Of rigor meaning the severest rule. The most severest and rigorous rule. And that's how we're going to rule over you heathen nations in the kingdom of heaven, especially that first dominion, that first 1,000 years. Because we're going to have to beat righteousness into you, man. We're going to rule over you with great rigor. And the only break you're going to have is on the Shabbat. You see? Now, since we got that, let's go back. And we go to Revelation 19 to show you exactly how Yahweh Shai is coming, man. Revelation 19:11 says what? And like we went into, one realm against another, man. Revelation 19:11 says what? And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness he doth judge and make war. Do you hear that? He's seeing that white horse again, that gigantic chariot, which represents pure power, with Yahweh Shai sitting upon it. You see? And he's coming back to do what? Judge and make war with you heathen nations in righteousness. One realm against another, and you heathen don't stand a chance. We know, we understand that your technology has you puffed up. You're all proud and arrogant. You got your International Space Station out there floating around with weapons on it. Like I said, your technology has come a long way according to the Most High's will, but it still doesn't stand a chance against the Lord Yahweh Shai, man. He's going to make easy work of you heathen, and that's written in prophecy as well. Verse 12 says what? His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. Why are there many crowns upon Yahushua's head? You see? Because he's going forth conquering and to conquer. To take all power away from you heathen nations. And mainly the chief of the nations, which are the Edomites. All of the power of you heathen nations is being revoked, man. If you have any semblance of power on the earth, Yahushua is taking that. You see? It says what? And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself, and that goes into his rank. Because you people don't respect the rank of Yahushua. This is why you mock him. You see? You got dudes that come up to the camp talking shit about Yahushua. But he gonna make his rank known once he returns, man. We're telling you. He's the second most powerful being in existence. You see? This is what the Lord is, man. And he's coming to put that power on full display for the entire world to see. Verse 13 says what? And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Do you hear that? He's coming back with those, the hundreds of heaven, man, the heavenly hosts, the angels, and the chariots as well. Just like Enoch prophesied of. When you go read Jude. No, we get it. Fuck it. Let's get it. Let's get Jude 14. This has been talked about from the beginning. And it shows you that this is what it was always going to be, man. It shows this is what it was always going to be. You heathen are just delusional, man. Thinking that it was going to be anything other than what the Most High already ordained, man. The prophet Enoch was talking about this. He's 7 generations from Adam, you see, and he's already talking about the second coming of who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, whose true name is Yahushua. He was prophesying of this before the flood even took place. You see? This is what it was going to be from the beginning. You heathen are out of your minds thinking that you're going to change the course of prophecy. You ain't built like that. You ain't got that type of power. Jude 1 and 14 says what? And Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these, saying, Behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of saints, which are the heavenly, the holy angels in those chariots, man. To do what? To execute judgment upon all, and to convince all that are ungodly among them of all their ungodly deeds, which they have ungodly committed, and of all their hard speeches, which ungodly sinners have spoken against them. You see that? That's why the scriptures tell you, for whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And it also tells you that for every idle word, men shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. When Yahushua returns, everyone is going to pay. And you're either going to receive a reward for your righteousness or a reward for your wickedness, man. This is what's about to happen on the earth. This is what everything is geared toward. The second coming of the Lord Yahushua and him coming to establish righteousness in the earth. But for that to be done, war is going to be waged with this realm here, man. With this realm here, war is going to be waged. So Revelation 19 and 15, it says what? And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations. You see that? And that's going to be done. You see, hey, those, oh man, those laser beams from the chariot, man, that concentrated fire. That's what it means when he says the Lord coming back with fire. And his sword like a whirlwind. To render his anger with fury. And his rebuke with flames of fire. And in that day the slain of the Lord shall be many. from one end of the earth to the other end of the earth. This is how Yahweh Shai is returning. And then he's going to make light work of you heathen nations' militaries in the midst of World War III. You see that? And we get that vision right here in 2 Ezra chapter 3. And we'll start at verse 2. It says, "And I behold, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven." Who is that talking about? The Lord Yahweh Shai. You see? Coming back with the heavenly host. Just like we're reading in the book of Revelation. Just like we got out of Jude, the prophecy of Enoch. Just like it tells us in the book of 2 Ezra 13, which we're in once again. But that was just further down in the chapter. Oh, Revelation 1 and 7. We just read it in Matthew 24. It's all throughout the scriptures, the second coming of the Lord and how he's returning, man. It says what? And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him, because all that pride and all that arrogance is gonna be melted in that day, man. It's gonna be brought very low. Because everybody's just walking around in the earth as if shit is sweet right now. We're telling them what's about to take place, what's about to happen. They're scoffing at us, they're turning their nose up at us, they're mocking us. You see, because they don't believe the words that are written in the Bible. They don't believe the Most High exists. And if they say they do believe in the God, it's according to how they want God to be. They got a customizable God that they pray to, who's okay with whatever they do. You see? No, man, that's not how it works. When that time comes, man, the people are going to be humbled greatly. And it tells you in that day, let me see if I can find that real quick. I think that's in Isaiah, if I'm mistaken. No. Oh, man. Damn. I can't get the word in now. Yep, there it is. 2 Ezra 2 and 12. Not something like it. Isaiah 2 and 12, it says what? "For the day of Yahweh Baal Shem Yahweh Shai of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low." You see? All that arrogancy, all that pride, all that mocking, thinking everything is a joke, thinking everything is a game. Hey, that shit is going to be brought low in the time that we're coming into, man. You see? When the Lord Yahweh Shai come back in his full glory, all that shit talking is going to stop. And all of you people are going to have to eat your words, man. You see? So it says what? Verse 4. "And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire." And that goes into what? The Lord Yahweh Shai coming back with that fire, as it tells us in Isaiah 66 and 15. It says what? For behold, the Lord would come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire, in the form of what? Those laser beams, man. And as he's moving his way through the earth, he's going to be zapping people, destroying people, man. That's righteous judgment. For what? Recompensing people for their wickedness. You see? Verse 16 says what? "For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many." What is it? Let's get this in a different translation. Isaiah 66:16 in the NLT. The Lord will punish the world by fire, and by his sword he will judge the earth, and many will be killed by the Lord. This is the spirit Yahushua is coming back in, man, to cast out righteous judgment in the earth. It's a transition from a world of wickedness to a world of righteousness, man. You see? So let's go back. Oh, we was over here. Salakia. Verse 5 says what? And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. And this is who? What is this talking about? This is talking about all these soldiers that's going to be gathered in the midst of World War III, over there in that area of Saudi Arabia, man. You see? They're going to try to fight against the Lord Yahushua. And this is what the war in heaven goes into in Revelation 12. It wasn't talking about the spiritual demon Satan fighting against the Lord in the heavens. No. It's talking about this damn devil Esau and his cohorts trying to fight against the Lord to stop his second coming, man. Because best believe they're going to fight. They're going to fight the Lord Yahushua when he returns, man. And they're going to lose miserably. It says what? But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. That's that white horse the Apostle John was saying in the book of Revelation. That gigantic chariot. Here go Ezra telling you that he thought it was a mountain. That's how big it was. Good Lord. Oh man, and we get a small perspective because we over here by the Rocky Mountains and we get to see them like yo, that Rocky Mountain range is gigantic, man. So imagine that flying overhead. This is what Ezra was seeing, man. Something similar to that, a mountain range flying over your fucking head. This is how Yahushua is coming back, because he's coming back in his full power and glory, man. You see? It says what? Verse 7. Whoo. Let's get verse 6 again. 2 Ezra 13:6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven, and I could not. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet there's fight. Because when Yahushua shows up on the scene, man, these people are going to be shook. Those soldiers are going to be shook. Those fighter pilots are going to be shook. You got all this footage now of so-called UFOs being caught on camera by fighter jets or whatever, and they think it's cute right now because they're not in attack mode. You see? But once the Most High gives you Yahushua that green light, you know reality is gonna kick in. These are the vehicles that you've been seeing in all this video footage. They've just been flying around. They've been small specks of light, so forth and so on. But this time, when they return with Yahushua, it's gonna be high definition, real life, and in your face, man. Ain't gonna be no more motherfucking game plan in that day. You see? Now let's jump to Revelation. Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. We got time. Let's get it. Let's get Revelation 12. Start at verse 7. It says what? And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels. This is talking about Yahushua and the heavenly host fighting against Esau and the earthly forces, man, with their weak ass fighter jets. That's what that's going into. Not the spiritual demon Satan fighting against the Lord and Satan getting kicked out of heaven. No, man. Satan is in complete order on the right-hand side. Satan is in complete order on the left-hand side of the Most High in the heavens right now. Satan is still in the heavens, doing his job on the left-hand side as the chief angel on the left hand. He's not he's not in some mystical place up under the ground known as hell. Satan is up there with the Heavenly Father Yahweh right now. You see? This war in heaven is the heavenly Yahweh Shai and the heavenly host fighting against Esau and the earthly forces, man. Verse 8 says what? And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more than heaven. Meaning what? No more power for them. This is why Yahweh Shai had a crown on his head. And when you read the Revelation, he had multiple crowns on his head. Because he's coming to take all power from you heathen nations. This is what this goes into. Verse 9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. And this is talking about Esau, Edom, the so-called white race. You see, about to be cast from heaven into hell. Heaven meaning is a condition on the earth where they lived in the lap of luxury, the fucking a life of fucking decadence and splendor, fed sumptuously every day, as the parable of Lazarus and the rich man tells you. And they're gonna go from that heaven to a condition of hell, man. The condition that we suffer right now is the Israelites. And then we're going to be brought into our heaven up under the Lord Yahweh Shai. Well, we're going to live in the lap of luxury and complete righteousness forevermore in the kingdom of heaven. This is what's happening. It says what? He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Meaning what? They were cast out of power. Not meaning they were cast out of the spiritual realm, man. That's that bullshit them pagan Christians teach, which is off. So when we go back to 2 Esdras 13, it tells us what? We'll start at 8 again. 2 Esdras 13 and 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all that which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight. Because the Most High is going to put the Spirit upon them to fight, to fulfill what? Revelation 12. The great war in heaven. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. But only y'all saw that he sent out of his mouth, which was out of that chariot, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. Those are the concentrated laser beams from the chariots, man. You see? Verse 11 says what? And they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. And that's the portion of what? Esau trying to fight against the Lord and prevailing not. And with one blast, Yahweh Shai is going to make easy work of the heathen nations' militaries, man. One blast is all it took to wipe them out. And Ezra say what? All that was to be perceived, and nothing was to be perceived but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. That's the type of power Yahweh Shai is coming back. Because you got to understand, millions of soldiers are going to be out there in the midst of World War III in that land of Saudi Arabia, man. You see, that area of the Levant. You see? And that land is going to be burned up, to be purified, to be made clean, so we can go back in and have you heathen nations build it up. That's another lesson for another day. Now, we go back to Revelation 19, and we'll finish it out. Oh, we got one more to get. Revelation 19 and 15 says what? And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And that goes into what? Once again, those laser beams that are coming out of that chariot, ruling you with a rod of iron. You see? He's going to smite you. And he's going to rule you with a rod of iron. Because Yahweh Shai is coming back to put you in slavery to receive the promise that the Most High made unto him, man, of ruling over you heathen nations. And like I told you earlier, as it stated in Psalms 2, it says the same thing, right? Now, when you get the definition right here in the Greek, it's rhabdos.
Strong's G, 4464, rhabdos. Rhabdos.
And we get to the point. It says what? When applied to kings, and Yahweh Shai is what? The King of Kings, right? It says what? With a rod of iron indicates the severest, most rigorous rule. This is how the Lord Yahweh Shai is about to rule over you heathen nations, man, with great rigor. You see? And it goes on to say, and of the winepress, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the almighty power. And that goes into what? The great slaughter that our Lord Yahweh Shai is going to commit here in the land of America. Because the land of America is that great winepress. And you people are the grapes. Let's prove that point as well. Like I said, we got time, man. You see, it's Friday. Let's get it, man. This is Isaiah 63:1. It says what? Who is this that cometh from Edom, which is the land of America, with dyed garments from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. And what Isaiah is witnessing right here is Yahweh Shai returning back from the great slaughter that is going to be committed here in the land of Edom. And the reason we call this the land of Edom, because this is the chief dwelling place of you Edomites right now. You see? Yahweh Shai is coming to visit this place, man. And he's going to make quick work of it, right along with those 200 million thermonuclear warheads that are going to rain down upon this place. You see? Verse 2 says what? Wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me. For I will tread them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. Once again, this is the heavenly realm coming to war against the physical realm, man. And Yahweh Shai, he's coming to do damage here in the land of America, man. You see? He's coming to do damage here in this place. Because this is the most wicked place, it's the wickedest place on earth, man. And you're about to be visited by the Lord. Verse 4 says what? For the day of vengeance is in mine heart, and the year of my redeemed is come. Let's get this in another version real quick. Let's see what it says in the NLT. For the time has come for me to avenge my people. Hold up. You see that? Isaiah 63:4. For the time has come for me to avenge my people, to ransom them from their oppressors. Who are Yahweh Shai's people? The Israelites, beginning with the remnant. He's coming to avenge us, man. Lord willing, we be a part of that number, and to ransom us from the hands of all oppressors, as the prophecy says, man. It says the same thing all throughout the scriptures. Yahweh Shai is coming to redeem the remnant of Israel from the hand of Esau, Edom, here in the land of Babylon the Great, to finally free us. Finally, man. You see? Whoo! What did it say in the GNT? One moment. Let me see what it said in the GNT. What's that? Isaiah. There it is. 63 and what? 4? I decided that the time to save my people had come. It was time to punish their enemies. Woo! And that's exactly what the Lord Yahweh Shai is coming to do, man. That's exactly what he's coming to do. It's being foretold in prophecy from the beginning. You see that? So Isaiah 63:4, for the day of vengeance is in mine heart. Let's get that word for vengeance. Let's see if that's anything nice. Matter of fact, we'll look it up in Google. Punishment inflicted or retribution exacted for an injury or wrong. Wow. For what? For all the rape, robbery, and murder committed against his people, which are the Israelites, man. Revenge, retribution. retributive justice, retaliation, reprisal, comeback, nemesis, satisfaction, tit for tat. Woo! Yahweh Shah coming to whoop y'all ass, man. You see? Yahweh Shah is coming to do work here in the land of America for what has been done unto his people here. You see? Isaiah 63:5, it says what? And I looked, and there was none to help, and I wondered that there was none to uphold. Therefore mine own arm brought salvation unto me, and my fury it upheld me. You see that? And what else is he going to do? Verse 6. I will tread down the people of mine anger, and make them drunk in my fury, and I will bring down their strength to the earth. And that's exactly what Yahweh Shah is going to do to you heathen nations, beginning with you Edomites, man. You see, your strength is being taken away. The power that you've been loaned is being taken back by the Most High, man. You see? So Revelation 19:15, it says what? And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the almighty power. And he have on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. You see, because Yahweh Shah is coming to wage war in this realm here, according to the Bible. Thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And with that, Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect, man. Just wanted to do something to close out the Day of Atonement. You see, and what better way to do that than go into prophecy, man. And so with that, Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. And double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopeful elect out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah has created us to do. And with that, I'm going to say Shalom, Wa, Abba, Abba.